Shabbat.
Shabbos.
Shabbat.
The Sabbath.
The Holy Sabbath.
Maybe you've heard of Shabbat before, or maybe this is your first time keeping Shabbat, or Shabbos. However you pronounce it, it's almost as old as the universe itself. But what's it all about? At the beginning, God created the world in 6 days, and then rested. Not because he was tired, but because he was setting an example and teaching us how to do our job. God created the world so that we could improve it. And just like God transcends creation in order to create, we also need to rise above reality just a bit in order to make our impact. So, God instructed us to keep Shabbat holy or different from other days of the week. So we make the day special by dressing up, feasting, and by consciously refraining from certain types of work. Here's how we do it. Well before Shabbat begins, preparations are underway, as well as a countdown to this moment, 18 minutes before sunset. That's when Jewish families light Shabbat candles, setting the tone for a day that's different from all the rest. At this moment, the entire world stops, and so do we. Everything that wasn't done before Shabbat started stays undone. That load of laundry, that last email, it can all wait. A switch flips and the mindset changes from hustle mode to Shabbat mode. With the chaos of the week behind us, it's time to gather around the table to serenade the day with special songs and to recite the Kiddush, a blessing over a full cup of wine or grape juice. Then the feast begins. And this isn't just any meal. It's pre-planned, pre-cooked, and prepped for peak enjoyment. After Kiddush, we wash our hands and get ready to eat. Here's what else you can expect at a typical Shabbat meal. Challah, a pair of fluffy braided loaves, fish and meat, dips, salads, soups. Get creative. Every family has their own go-to Shabbat meal, but one thing is certain, it has to be kosher and it has to be delicious. Last but not least, guests. Having fresh faces at your table is a great way to crank up the joy and holiness of the moment. And this is just the Friday night meal. There are 2 more festive meals the following day, a lunch feast and a late afternoon meal or snack before the day winds down. Shabbat isn't just about enjoying family, food, and company, although that's a big part of it. It's about putting your regular routines aside and connecting to God by following his instructions. On Shabbat, that means avoiding 39 categories of creative work known as malacha. These aren't just random rules, they're specific actions that make the world go. And by pausing them, we acknowledge that it's by God's grace the world keeps turning. So, for the duration of Shabbat, here are some of the things that we don't do. No lighting, fueling, or extinguishing a flame. No cooking or baking. No phones, no social media, no email. No shopping, no gardening. No juggling chainsaws. No carrying between certain spaces. No driving or public transport. No handling money. No writing, no signing documents. No work. Instead, here's what we do. Go to synagogue and pray. Take a walk. Have deep conversations. Enjoy the delicious Shabbat meals you prepared. Dive into some quality reading material, actually books, not screens. Sing traditional Shabbat songs. Study Torah. Enjoy your refreshing Shabbat nap. Invite friends and neighbors to a Masibas Shabbos, a Shabbat party, and spend hours of precious screen-free time with our families. Shabbat forces us to slow down because without distractions, you actually notice what's in front of you and focus on what's really important. After 3 stars appear on Saturday night, Shabbat comes to an end. But it doesn't just fizzle out, it gets a proper send-off. That's where Havdalah comes in, a short but powerful ceremony marking the transition from holy time to regular time. Although Shabbat ends at nightfall, its blessings linger into the following days, charging the new week with the spirit of transcendence. Shabbat is characterized by shalom, peace, a peace which foreshadows the ultimate peace of the Messianic era, when the entire world will have nothing to worry about other than the full experience of God. And for one day a week, you can get a taste. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.